Welcome to Cannabis School. I'm your host, Jesse Angeles.
And I'm Brandon Elder.
And we're here to talk to you about everything pertaining to cannabis, from vape,
Flower,
edibles,
strains,
and everything in between.
Hey, man.
welcome back.
You know, I'm excited. I'm so excited that I've got to wear these shades.
I mean, I feel like it fits really well with these dope shirts that your wife got us.
Yeah, my wife, Stephanie, she got us these homies for life.
Thanks, Steph.
Yeah,
Love
we
you guys.
got these awesome shirts from her. Love you, babe. This is she saw these and thought of us and just laughing. And we're going to be wearing this today. We're getting our medical cards in Utah renewed today.
Yeah.
And
because they expire. You know,
they do. It's pretty, but for all those medical states, you might have your own little program that's going on over there. And also, I have to sport these, right? We got these glasses. Where do we get these glasses
from? Hemp 3D.
Yeah, they produce hemp plastic 3D printed products.
And you might also notice that Jesse's not only rocking their glasses, he's rocking these beautiful earrings that are 3D hemp printed. So in case you didn't know, both of Jesse's ears are pierced from when he was younger.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I had them pierced because that was the thing to do, right? But I think it's funny is that these are very odd. They're like mountains and that. But if you're really into all things hemp, go check them out. It'll be in the show notes down below.
They got tons of different styles of sunnies.
Oh,
all hemp 3D
super
printed.
Cool. I might take these off halfway through because they are dark.
The tint is super dark.
Like if you live in a very the cool thing I will say about these, they're so light.
Oh yeah.
I actually like them. Like before I saw them, like I was like, I don't know, but when they're resting on your face,
they feel super light. Yeah.
Yeah, super light, just very dark.
But I think that would be great outside because it's always bright outside. I wear sunnies everywhere I go.
We look like bugs.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, but today we've got several different things that we're going to be playing with today. But before we get into that, we want to talk about the strain.
Yeah, we're going to pull it out. We've got this nifty little...
Yeah, this little lockbox we got from Green Cross. It's got
Stash
a key in there. It's got the skeleton key.
Oh, I love that.
It's nice because it's all wood. It's got and we've got the herb that we're going to be using today. They've got a little grinder.
The joint carrier. I like this. It's like a metal tube.
I've got that. Yeah,
This is so cool.
I haven't smoked joints in a little bit. I'm gonna have to borrow that.
I smoked one the other day.
That grinder thing from Banana Bros.
Bunch of grind.
I'm trying that thing out and being able. I'm gonna create some cool stuff with that. But what's really nice about this box is that you typically will look at a wood box thinking, oh, it's okay, but this stuff blocks smell really well. And I leave this on my nightstand right next to my bed.
Oh, nice.
And with the key, I hide the key somewhere else so my kids can't get into it. Yeah. But it's really cool. But it's got like this deep basin inside there that you can just adjust any way you want.
And it just has the tray on there that fits all of those things. You have so much room down for here for all of your flour, all of your other devices and things. But like I said, it already has the grinder, the ashtray, the joint thing. It has a rolling tray there. So you're not digging those earrings?
No, it's been a long time since I've worn earrings. So and they just don't. But
I've definitely never seen you with earrings. So
oh my gosh. Yeah, you imagine me with like hoop earrings or studs.
That would be quite funny, yeah.
Super strange. So while Brandon is going to use, they have a little grinder that comes with it. It's really nice.
Yeah,
I dig it. It's got a nice little keef catcher in there. Got your little keef scraper over there. If you're a big fan of keef, if you grind a lot of flour, this is definitely a really good
grind a lot of flour.
It's got the ceramic. It's got like a tray to be able to put your loose flour on, and then it's also got an ashtray with there. If you so desire to be able to drop it into there. Great.
Super excited to check out Oreoz.
Oh,
it's been a while since I've smoked it.
It's been we've got another episode coming out that we're not going to go into right now, but this strain is by far one that is totally a relaxing but not overly powerful, like a Bubba Kush or Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue is a little stronger for those. Some people maybe not, but for me, Gorilla Glue will knock my dick in the dirt.
Really?
Yeah.
Put you to sleep?
It will make me groggy, and that's the cool part. I mean, and I've talked about it so many times. Brandon's talked about it so many times. I've got my Sun's Oil, cinnamon CBD oil. This stuff is the most potent CBD oil I have ever tried. For me, this is my go-to for when I'm anxious, when I can't sleep, when I've got pain. I recently injured my tricep on my right arm, and I'm an old bastard.
Or when you're too high.
Yeah. Oh, wow. If you guys watch Banana Kush, I mean, the funny thing is in that episode, I was freaking out in my mind, but when I watched it, I was like, I was so chill. Yeah. I was like, hey man, like I don't feel very comfortable on this. So it's like the most relaxed freak out I've ever seen. Because I've had freakouts, but I've kept my composure during it. So you may not think that you may think you're freaking out, but on the outside, you might be fine. So you may see me using this during this episode, maybe not, but by far one of the best CBD oils I've ever used. So check it out down in the notes below to be able to go pick yourself up some of the Sun's Oil.
Yeah, Sun's Oil has been fantastic. We're actually going to do an episode here with them shortly. So
yeah.
I love their products. I've really, really grown to love the tinctures.
Yeah, I'm excited to try the capsules. I am more particular to tinctures just because of being able to put it underneath your tongue, that blood-brain barrier, getting
it's a
the
faster
most.
Onset.
And I'll leave it in there. Like even my wife, when she uses it, she'll forget that it's underneath her tongue. And and then you're getting like full absorption. But the great part about it is the flavor. The flavor is a cinnamon oil. It's really nice. And what I would say to people is wait to take a drink after you take this oil to fully let it get into your system. And then I would say like a minute or two after, let's go ahead and have yourself a drink. But fantastic. So Brandon's got everything round up for us. We're also going to be using something very different.
A whole different piece today. Jesse's been playing around with it a little bit.
Yeah, it's strange.
Really haven't too much. So I just barely pulled it out of the box this morning.
They have these little cards that look like printer cartridges.
Yeah.
And they're very strange. You twist the top, and inside
just has the oven.
Maybe we'll have some images that will come across the screen right here, the little video parts of it.
I just see it
breaking down. And when you're looking at this, it has it really nice. It's got this nice screen, and how it works, you load your herb in there, you twist the top, and you drop it in, and that's it. Now, here's the strange part. Super strange part. Brandon's going to tell us all about the strange part.
So, I mean, I have yet to try it.
But you're going to see it right now.
What Jesse's told me,
actually pass that herb.
This product,
Thank you, sir.
And I might have too much. So, this product doesn't actually produce smoke, from what Jesse's told me.
Yeah.
Which sounds hella weird. I'm not going to lie.
It was disappointing the first time because, one, why it was disappointing is that I only follow the directions on IKEA furniture. Everything else I just figured out.
Which is weird because I swear it's all in like Dutch.
Yeah, and it's cool though because like it has this little device that's cool. You can put it on your keychain if you want. I mean, if you're that hardcore. But when you put this on, you put your herb in there and then you just take it off and it's got everything in there. Now, in their videos, yeah, it's nice. I think it put too much in there.
That's what I kind of wondered, but I'm like,
I'm gonna drop it down just a little bit because I know that screen is gonna get over there, and I don't want the screen to block it. Here's the weird thing that when I first tried it, my wife and I first tried it out, and it's kind of cool, huh?
Well, we found this one. It's kind of nifty because the oven actually sits down upside down, and then it keeps it concealed. It's all in. And then when you're ready to use it,
look over it, smell through,
flip it over.
You don't smell anything.
I literally don't smell a thing.
So that's kind of cool for your more incognito. You see like that? You can just flip it upside down.
It does fit in upside down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then you can turn it around. Now, to turn it on, you press it 5 times.
Yeah, I think most fine.
And then it starts being able to go up. On this style of one, this is more of your cost-effective one. It'll have a temperature gauge over there. So number 2, I think this is like closer to, and yours is in Celsius.
Got a whole screen. I think it counts up as it goes.
And once it's ready, it'll blink or it'll vibrate.
I guess we'll see if it vibrates.
Like typical ones.
Most of them vibrate when they're ready. Most of the ones that we've seen on the market, at least. Yours not turning on?
No, they are. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
One to change the temperature. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice, and we'll let it, any vaporizer, I would always recommend to be able to let it sit for just a little bit. I would say 30 seconds to a minute after it's reached its key temperature, just so you can get more of the flavor. Now, mine's at 2.
There we go. Mine finally vibrated. So it reached 200, and it took, whoa, that's a lot of feedback on that. Holy cow.
A little bit of smoke came out. Now, here's what I didn't like the first time I used it. I tasted a lot of plastic. Now, on this run, I don't taste any plastic.
I'm not tasting much plastic.
Okay, that's good.
I am tasting such a light,
very light cannabis flavor.
Super mild.
And it's nice because you're not going to cough. Very little, if any, smoke will come out of it. And that's on purpose because this is designed to be able to experience the cannabis, your THC, your terpenes, and having that entourage effect. But the feeling of it, it's a later onset. And it's kind of funny that we're smoking Oreoz in this because that was the first time I smoked in this was Oreoz.
Really?
And I got to say right now, I like that it's so sleek. The flavor is so mild.
It is incredibly mild. Like,
It's not bad.
It's not like a PAX. It's not even as warm or the same flavor profile as any of the X vapes or Healthy Rips. This is a very interesting experience.
I would recommend this to be for those who use. So what's really great about it is that for those who are looking to get into flower, but you're just like, I don't like the burning plant. Some vaporizers, like we've talked about, the PAX 3 has a very unique flavor based upon the construction of the device. We've tried other vaporizers that we absolutely love. Some of them were like, meh. This one is a middle of the road for me because I am a more experienced user. However, for somebody who is not very excited about having flower, this is a great product.
Also, like we were saying, maybe if you live in a legal state or in a place that cannabis they don't want you using, I'm taking these off. They're so dark.
Yeah, I know.
That's more like an outside thing.
Oh my gosh.
So
there you are.
Oh, hey, bro. Wow. Yeah.
It's not bad. However, there are things about it that I'm not fond of.
Okay.
You with this one, I get the cheaper version, but it's so big, and that's only one downside that I'm seeing with this. I am somebody that likes to be able to see the clouds. I like the flower taste. This mutes the flower taste a little bit. And from what I've understood from a lot of vaporizers, you will kind of have an edible effect. So it takes a while for it to kick in. So even though right now we've been puffing on this, I'm not feeling any of the effects of Oreoz at this moment. I don't feel slightly hazy. I don't feel anything.
So it's been a couple hours since I've used any cannabis. I took some Candyland before going boarding this morning, and so that's definitely settled down. And I do feel a little bit like I can feel cannabis in my system now, but it doesn't feel like it's strong. Very mild, but with most vaporizers, I feel like it takes 15 to 30 minutes for that to kick in. Okay, it's kind of like an edible, but just faster.
As you start getting down to the end of your bowl, you will notice that there's less and less flavor, which is different. And that's what I like about other vaporizers is that I can get 1 to 2 bowls out of it, even if it's a dryer vaporizer because it's only for so much time. This one, it doesn't, the reason why it doesn't get warm throughout, and it has no intake. Most vaporizers have an intake.
Yeah, on the other side.
There's none. I can hold this and get all of it out, but I'm starting to taste less and less of it. I'm starting to feel a little bit of it. And Oreos, and I've had this where I've smoked it out of a dry pipe. I've smoked it out of a little
Camper.
water. Yeah, the Happy Camper.
Okay.
It's great. It's fantastic. There's a lot of good flavor in there. The notes in that it talks about are coffee, vanilla, and you definitely get
tobacco.
And tobacco.
I think I can kind of taste that. I can kind of taste the tobacco-y.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big normally, but I could smell more vanilla notes. It was sweeter notes in the flower.
You know what? That just took me back. It took me back to being in the Navy. And there was a guy on my ship named Robert Cox. And we called him Bobby Socks. I don't know why. Because he would always pull up his pants so hard that he would give himself a camel toe with his balls. And he would say, "Hey, look at my socks." And he'd pull them up really hard. Navy guys are weird.
That's called a moose knuckle.
That's a moose, or a ninja boot, right?
I never heard that one.
Yeah, ninja boot. But he would pull it up super hard and he'd go, "Look at my socks." And he's from the South. So he can go over there like this. And he's always talking like this. Fun guy. But Robert used to roll his own cigarettes. And he had this particular, which if you know tobacco, maybe I'm hitting it wrong, but I swear it was Prince Albert. And if you know what a Prince Albert piercing is, yeah. So it's a Prince Albert, and it was this very sweet tobacco. It had hints of molasses in it. And it was like in a coffee tin, like those big old Folgers tins. That's what it was in.
Oh my God, it was Tokler's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was Tokler's, but it was just straight tobacco. But it was, he rolled me a whole like pack of those.
That's cool.
I used to smoke Marble Lights.
Yeah.
And that was, that just took me back the flavor.
This is such an odd flavor for a vaporizer. But I could see this, it doesn't have quite the strong flavors of cannabis that some of the other ones get. So if you are new, maybe this is a good one.
I'm gonna bet on that
for discretion.
If you're that, and we'll get right into, because now I'm starting to feel the cannabis. I'm starting to feel Oreos, and we'll go right into that. But this Ferna is for those 2, 3, 5. So cool, right?
Yeah. Well, then you can bring multiple different ovens, so you could have different strains in it.
Well, and the heat's in here.
Yeah. It's
not in here, which is cool. So I could flip it around, put it down where it keeps the scent inside there, and I slip it into my pocket. I'm actually thinking, like, I like the shape. However, I am a person that really enjoys the flavor of cannabis. It has taken me a while, but for those of us who are more legacy users,
when you get into it and start enjoying that.
Yeah. I would say anybody who's been using for over like a few years consistently, they're more of a legacy. They've been able to start tasting the different flavonoids.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, and experiencing that one and being able to smell the different stuff, because most people, when they first start to cannabis, it all smells like skunk to them.
Yeah, well, and it's all burning plant. Mm-hmm. It's so hard to pick out the difference from one to the other, and so where you get further into it and you're going, hey, I can smell the difference now. Hey, I can taste the difference now. Okay, I'm starting to recognize the difference. I'm starting to recognize where I feel the difference.
Yeah, and for a hybrid indica leaning, it's heady, but it's a very light, heady feel.
Yeah, it's really good genetics that comes from like cookies and cream. Yeah, this really interesting one that now we just have to find called Secret Weapon.
Secret Weapon sounds awesome.
I know. I'm like, I don't know what that is. But I want it now. You guys, have you tried Secret Weapon?
I'm pretty sure we're going to have somebody who has tried Secret Weapon. It is, it's a heady high. It slowly pours over your body if you do it in an herb vaporizer. If you're going to smoke it directly, which I have, It's real quick onset. Real quick onset. It is heady. This is used a lot for insomnia, and I would say a little bit on the pain side, not as strong as others.
Yeah, it's used for like anxiety, stress, and depression, surprisingly more.
Okay.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
Not as much on the pain side.
When I was camping, I used it.
Mm-hmm.
And it absolutely de-stressed me because, as if you know me, I don't like traveling. I don't like going anywhere. I am a homebody. Not to say that I won't do things, but it's the stress of getting there and it's the stress of going home. When I'm there, I'm fine. But it's just there and back that's the hardest for me. But I took the happy camper out there. It was awesome. But at the same time, I'm thinking of like this would have been nicer, especially where you're in national parks, where if you're burning herb, somebody may come over and talk to you.
Yeah.
They're not going to be, I'm pretty sure they're going to be like, dude, you can't do that. This one, however, the scent is low. Like you're looking in here, I don't see anything.
No, not at all. Honestly, I don't smell anything.
No, I don't.
I have the little bit of flavor in my mouth, the little bit that came from it. But it is so mild.
Yeah, it's super mild. This is definitely for the new beginner. And with a strain like Oreoz, the scents are really pleasing anyways. It's
a very sweet.
Yeah, the flower is really nice.
Coffee.
Yeah. Mm.
I love coffee. And who doesn't like vanilla coffee or like tobacco? That smells like a fantastic candle to me.
That's why I was saying like that tobacco scent reminded me when I was in the Navy.
Yeah.
It was one of the fondest memories I had smoking these hand-rolled cigarettes. They tasted really good, and it wasn't super high in the nicotine. This is probably like some of the most pure tobacco that you can buy that's not refined. It's from like a private grower.
Oh, cool.
That's where my buddy would get. He's like, yeah, my mom sends it to me. And I'm like, that's awesome. And
so maybe it was an actual Folgers can. It was
no, dude, it said it right on there what it was, and he spent like a Sunday rolling for like hours, dude. 3 hours.
Well, it's therapeutic, though. You think of like when you're sitting down, rolling a joint or a blunt and just like enjoying that.
Yeah.
If you were to do that and just be puffing on something and just have a shit ton that you were doing, I bet it'd be really enjoyable.
And it's, okay, so now this is kicking in even more. When we look at this, it's, that herb is roasted. If you pop yours out, it is roasted. It is a dark brown, which is nice in one or another way, but it's pretty dark brown.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty solid brown.
And most vaporizers are a little uneven, I feel.
Yeah.
I tend to feel like
they're never 100% consistent, I feel like, as in burning everything to the same. But
correct.
I feel like it's close.
Yeah.
This is a pretty consistent burn.
It's a really consistent burn. I like it for that fact, but there's also many different things about a dry air vaporizer like this one that people may not like. The size is definitely a lot bigger. It is pretty heavy.
It is pretty long. Like I said, it's like almost like a TV remote or something at this point.
It's not a USB-C charged, but that's pretty convenient, right? You can get multiple ovens. You can do concentrates in this,
and they have 510 thread,
which that's weird to me. That's a long ass 510 thread.
But if you only want one device to be able to do
one device
things,
to rule them all.
Exactly.
And
then the darkness binds them.
Well, you heard the sound, right? It's a lightsaber.
I think that's a different story, mate.
No, but the Oreoz though now, it's cottonmouthy.
It's really cottonmouthy, very dry
where
it's really mild though.
Oh, dude, you know that. Okay, so we've got the lights in here.
Mm-hmm.
They've all got that star effect.
Oh, okay.
For me, it definitely hits the eyes. I think in large doses with this one, this is don't go anywhere.
Well, this also in high doses might be the paranoid headache and that some people experience.
Yeah, but microdosing it or having a small amount, like an
or the
Affirma,
right dose for you. I think it's more high dosing because, like you said, you've smoked it a bunch of times. I smoked a bunch of this months ago, and I don't think I ever experienced any headache from it.
Yeah,
It
it's
smells
kind of,
delicious.
it does. It's got this. It's even got that really sharp, piney smell. I don't smell cannabis skunky anymore.
No, I feel like it's
That kind of
rare, unless there are some that are skunky tones, but most of them are not. When I'm looking at it, I'm like, no, that's more cheesy. That's more diesely tones. That's more like you can pick out the different notes in it. And you're like, nah, it's not skunky. There are some.
Is there a strain called blue cheese?
I think so.
I
Actually,
believe there is. I remember we were talking years ago to. It was a large cannabis conglomerate.
Yeah.
It's one of our first. It's actually our first interview. And what was that company called? Do you remember? Like those.
They don't exist anymore.
No, they're gone. They were a publicly traded company at one point.
Yeah.
And they went
I'm
under.
surprised.
But yeah,
think
they
we
talked
were.
about these cheesy strains. Like when you're talking about that, that's definitely something that we smell more now as opposed to just a skunky smell. Now, first opening up, total skunk. But once it dissipates, then you're able to actually enjoy that. This one has those darker, almost tobacco-y, roasted tobacco smell.
Notes with it.
Yeah. But it's also got that pininess.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this would become like a fidget toy.
Oh, totally would.
This like slipping up and down. I feel like I would be way too entertained with this.
Yeah, bro, what do you want to do?
That's
Like,
really why
fucking
they
put
made
that
it
down.
like this.
It's cool.
Y'all
It
are
is.
sick.
They're cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's not bad though. I feel like it's 20% THC. It's not super high.
No.
It's a good middle of the range. It's not known for having CBD at all. So it's a pretty just straight THC, but it's a middle of the road hybrid.
It's mild.
It's not overpowering in my head. It's like a
little bit in my
light
chest.
dusting everywhere almost from my torso in my head.
Yeah.
And then it trickles down to maybe about here.
Yes.
And then it's dissipated through.
I don't feel it in my hands,
No.
but I definitely feel it in my forearms.
Not the end of my limbs, but it's like it stops. Like I'm wearing one of the baseball tees or like.
Yeah, compression shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what in the
yeah.
world? Yeah.
No, and I'm only taking THC because 2 reasons. One, I want to
CBD?
cut back on my. Could you imagine that much? I mean, for me, that'd be intense.
Oh, for you, yeah. I was
That'd
like,
be
I can
really
only
intense.
imagine.
No, taking the CBD, and the reason why is twofold. One, we're going to be reviewing more strains today. But 2 is, and I've actually found this, once I get real cottonmouthy, by taking a dose of CBD, it reduces that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So I've been able to start cutting back my cottonmouth based on the use of my CBD use. And with this particular brand, it's nice and enjoyable, but it's so fast.
It is insanely fast.
It's so fast.
And it's so potent. Like it's incredibly effective. So
So good.
yeah. Oh my gosh. If you guys have ever seen those TikTok videos that are the rah 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 dog, the remixes, my girlfriend sends me those all the time. And it's literally just like a song, and then this guy's just having the dogs going rah 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 in like the tone of it. And I'm like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I think that we're leaving summer now, and this is like a great fall time strain. I'm feeling like this is something where it could have been after turkey dinner at Thanksgiving or just a get together. I mean, when I smoke this, I think of fall.
I could see that. It feels like a fall strain.
Yeah, it's just so relaxed. Going for a walk, seeing the leaves change.
Dude, I'm so excited for that.
I'm excited for hoodies, man. I love hoodies.
I know.
I wear hoodies all the time.
So many hoodies, and I'm like, it's been so hot.
I can't wear them.
Can't put that on.
Yeah, if you're listening and you have a company that has a hoodie over there, send it. I'll wear it. Brandon will wear it.
We wear hoodies all
We
the
love
time.
that, and hats.
I mean, Utah's cold.
Yeah.
In the winter.
In the winter,
In
it's
the
pretty
winter.
cold, and I wear hats like all year round. But it's this is like a fall time strain. So when you think about it, this is an end of the day strain. You get done with a little bit of not even a stressful day. It's Friday.
It's
a Friday. Like
well,
we're
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Or whenever it is you're listening to.
Yeah.
We're actually recording on a Friday.
We're here on Friday, and it's the end of the week. We've had stressors. We've had good things. We've had meh things. Right? Like good thing. Brandon and I are playing Gran Turismo 7.
Oh my gosh. That thing's crazy.
We're loving it. It's so much fun.
fun.
We're learning it. We try to get we don't get to the steering wheels yet.
I know.
Yet. But it's relaxing. It's not stressful.
Yeah.
It's just fun. You just want to beat the time.
Or you. I mean.
Or me. Now I'm looking at those. But this is something where if I sat down to play a video game, I wouldn't feel guilty.
I'll be honest. I feel like sometimes work is stressful anyway. And this might be the perfect device to go take a 15-minute break. Because
you're at work.
I feel like this is not overpowering. This is not a super overbearing experience, but it takes the edge off.
I know you already emptied yours. Can you smell it?
No, I don't.
I can't smell any. Very lightly.
Barely, but it's like if I cleaned a dry herb vaporizer.
Yeah, that's what it would smell like.
And it has that like almost just barely slight residue of, hey, maybe there's been something baked in here before. That's almost like all that is.
Yeah, I would say this is great for those you're an at work person. You want to bring the herb, but you always bring your cart because the cart is simple. It's easy. But on this Oreoz, dude, like this is so discreet that I could go for a walk on a trail.
I think this is fantastic.
Hell yeah. I'd go in the park. If I'm out there, like we need to be doing more. Well, it's getting cooler and disc golf is better.
Yeah. Because it's been so hot. I just don't want to be out there.
So hot.
Yeah.
But today's really nice. But when you're thinking about that, like even if you're at like some family get together and you need to step away, I was like, I gotta go get something out of the car. And your wife goes, what? You don't need anything out of the car. We've got it all here. And I'm like, no, there's something in the car.
No, I'm pretty sure I left the dog in the car.
I have to go.
We don't have a dog. No, he's in the
dog's
car.
at home.
And that's when you go out for 10, 15 minutes, come back in. Your eyes are a little red. Sorry, honey, I've been crying. I couldn't find the dog that I got.
It's good because it keeps it mild. Now, I will say this, though. Oreos in a pipe or in a little stronger on the flavor side and of smoke, vaporizers. A PAX always has that roasted peanut taste. So it's really hard to taste any of the flavors of the cannabis.
Yeah.
And if you just like roasted peanuts, that's your jam. But I do it when you smoke this out of a dry pipe or out of a bong, you're gonna feel it pretty quickly. The onset for us was about 10-ish minutes to when I started feeling it, but it levels off real fast. And again, real cottonmouthy, but taking a dropper of that totally got rid of it, which is really cool.
That's fantastic.
It slightly dissipated my experience right now, but just slightly.
Yeah.
I still feel it. It's still in my arms. It's in my triceps like a lot.
Yeah,
which is
that's
weird.
Cool.
I was feeling it over my forearms, and now I'm just feeling it right back here.
That's so weird.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
The entourage effect is so weird.
But it's so much better. That's why I like including more range of cannabinoids with it, because you get such a better experience.
Absolutely. Oreoz.
That's good.
It's a great, if you're a hardcore sativa user, where you're just like, oh, I like sativa for me. Give this a shot. This is a nice contrast. This isn't so heady where it makes you want to fall asleep.
But it's not so in the couch either that you're like overly relaxed and you're like, man, I can't
like
function.
Recon.
Oh, Recon was amazing.
Yeah, Recon will, if you smoke enough of Recon, that'll put you down. I think Recon would be good in a Furna because it's so slow and you don't have to put a lot in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it is
very small.
And that's why we justify having multiple ovens. Say if you are a person that needs a lot more cannabis, you just have two of them ready to go in these little handy pouches. They do have this like silicone wrap, but it's
or bring that little cool green cross tube that you'd put a joint in. Just put ground up flour in, top off your little Furna thing.
There you go, man.
You got a whole stash. Like that's several.
Oh, dude, that's bigger than those Zit Fizz bottles. I mean, for sure, that's like double.
Yeah.
So
sign
that's
me up.
cool, right? I mean, it's you've got a full package with it.
Always the full package.
Full package. We'll have a link in the show notes
Oh, yeah.
for the Furna.
Yeah.
And tell us what you guys think about Oreos. Is Oreos something that you are interested in? Is it a frequent? Do you use it quite frequently?
Have you tried Secret Weapon?
Yes. Let us know about Secret Weapon, where you're seeing it. We'll look around. I have never seen it in the
I
dispensary
haven't
around
even
here.
looked for it because I didn't know it was a thing. But now,
Well, we'll have to do that today.
yeah, when we go down.
Yeah, that'd be
All right.
badass, right?
Hey.
Once again, thank you guys for
Patreon supporters.
so
We
cool.
love you guys.
We totally
You
do.
help us get to more people like you guys, so
And-
appreciate the hell out of you.
And I really appreciate those who are giving out those reviews. You guys have no idea how much that means to us because we get to read about what you think about our show. And even the ones, there's only like 2 that have not liked our show that have commented on there. I'm sure there's many of them out there going, I don't like you guys. And if you're listening to us and you don't like us, thank you for listening to us.
Yeah, go send us a hateful message on Facebook or something.
Please.
I don't know.
And keep listening every week.
Yeah.
But I think it's so cool to just read your guys' messages. The way you're interacting with us on social is hilarious. It's so much fun. You guys you're
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
You're
we love you
amazing.
guys.
So keep listening.
We'll catch you next week.
All right.